So it's been a busy week here, y'all. It's been a big week, and anybody who has, and then you realize how many we have. So we have 22 donkeys here. This is videoing with Barney and Betty. Hi guys. I love you. I love you. Yes, I love you, Betty. I know you're gonna want my hair, and you're gonna get. I know Barney's being silly. Barney, can you not add to the? So I'm here to do the update video. You're probably gonna see Moonleaf, Barney, and Betty. Hey, don't be starting no stuff when I'm sitting here, buddy. Don't you do it. Don't you do it, Barney. So back to, we have a big week here in a lot of ways, more ways than one. And like I said, anybody who has donkeys and horses knows when I say everything that we're getting done this week, what I mean by that. So yesterday we had 2 donkeys' teeth floated. We had Rain and Betty. They are just bounding and turning to not let me do the video, aren't you guys? We'll let Thelma say what she's got to say. Okay, she's mad. She's getting hers done in the fall. So Betty, who is 15, got her teeth around 15, got her teeth done yesterday. And Rain, who's the rescue, who we now know is around 6. This is her first dental with us. Got her teeth done. So I picked those 2 to be done in the spring because Betty had a little something going on. I just wasn't sure what. And she did have some sharp points and some ramps in the back. And then Rain was a rescue, and we had not got hers done yet, so we wanted to get them done in the spring versus waiting again till this fall. So we'll have several that will get them done in the fall. But anyways, that went well. So we had the mobile vet come out and do that, one of our 2 vets. So we have 2 vets, both could be mobile. One just has also a place where if there's an issue that they can actually keep the donkeys overnight. So we used to only have one equine vet, and it wasn't either of these 2, but he retired, and that's when I soon realized, when a lot of places weren't doing, when I found out he was retiring, because he's younger than me actually, so you know, I wasn't as prepared for it. So I realized that some were full and not taking new clients, so then I decided I was going to get 2. So that way, kind of like with my donkeys and cats, I always have multiple vets that I use, and I let the other vets know so that, you know, if they need to communicate about something, then they can. So the one vet come out and done those dentals. She's scheduled to do some more dentals in the fall for us. So we'll use both, and it just depends, like if one's tied up, and you know, but we'll make sure it works out well with using 2. And like I said, we always let our vets know that we have multiple vets we use, but we'll keep it to these 2. Those will be the only 2 equine vets that we use. So the new vet came out today that we're using, and gelded 2 donkeys. Bo, who is a rescue, got gelded today, and then Tate, who was one that was born here, got gelded today. So 2 donkeys got gelded, 2 donkeys got floats yesterday. We had our goats looked at today. We did, and since this is a new vet, they did basically just walk through and looked at all the donkeys. We have a couple videos to be able to show and stuff too. I videoed some of the dental stuff yesterday, and the vet was able to talk some. And then today as well, the vet was able to talk. One of the vets, there was 2 vets here today with this group. And they went through and done kind of an overall checking the weights on the donkeys and stuff today, since it was their first visit here. And then Friday, 22 donkeys get their hooves done. So the rescues, one got a dental, one got gelded today, and then donkeys that have been here. And I do consider some of our other donkeys rescues as well, but definitely not all. We did have, you know, babies here, and then some of the ones that we bought definitely weren't it wasn't a rescue situation, but some, I feel like it was definitely they're living a better life here. So that's kind of what's been going on with donkeys and goats. Our 2 fainting goats, Snickers and Oreo, they always shed out. They always lose weight when it's shedding time, and they always look horrible. Meg does not. I think Meg gains their weight, just kind of like me. We just keep gaining, me and Meg. It's like a thing we got going on, see who can gain the most. But anyways, So we had them looked at again, and we've had Oreo looked at multiple times. So we had him looked at again, and we, of course, since the vet was here, I used to always do fecals when I had my other vet. I would just drop them off because I marketed, so on my lunch hour or whatever, I could just drop fecals off. That sounds great, doesn't it? I dropped fecals off or dropped samplings off to get fecal counts done while on my lunch. Anyways, it is what it is. So, if you're new to our page, this is Barney and Betty. By the way, this is Barney, king of the farm, Betty. So we'll see what's going on with them. We had the goats a sample sent to for fecal on them because we're about ready to worm again. So we want to make sure where we're at because we haven't done fecals in a little while once we switched vets. So we will be doing them more. Probably actually sending them to the vet that was here yesterday normally. Just because she is closer to us and stuff, so we'll be running fecals to her before we ever worm and do things. So that got done today. The boys are doing great. Betty and Rain did great through their dentals. The boys did great through their geldings. They are separate from Pax and Jag right now in a stall. We will let them out, alternate them going out, so that way they can get, because it is important that they move around after being gelded. Can you keep your head over there, please? It's okay if you don't want to. We'll move around, but so that's what's going on there. We've, of course, been continually spaying and neutering cats. And I have another spay coming up next week. That's for Minnie, the cat that jumped in my car, the stray that jumped in my car. I have two more tomcats running around here that we've got to trap, it is hard for me to trap here because we already have 22 cats here. We are trying to find forever homes for the 4 bottle-fed kittens and Mr. Bones, and those 5 for right now. So, you know, because we just are going to keep getting, so the bottle-fed, what? The bottle-fed kittens have never been outside. Mr. Bones was found outside, but so he doesn't really have a desire to go outside. They do not. The rest of our cats are kind of inside-outside cats. Some are majority inside, some are majority outside. We are building a cat room right now. We're not building it, but we're remodeling, I guess, again for the animals. We've remodeled once since we built here, turned our 2-car garage into 3 different rooms for animals, because we rescue all the times and you got to be able to quarantine and stuff. And some just are never finding forever homes, and they're, you know, they may just live here forever. So we need to make sure they have good lives. So we're doing that remodel right now too. We're going to do, one room's going to be a complete cat room. There'll be a couple dogs that may stay in there, some too, when they're not with us, but separate from the cats. But we'll have a nice cat room. And then, of course, that we'll have the great big living room. Because our house, y'all, is like 900 square feet. So it's got like an island, and then our couch, and our TV in the living room. Because we still have a spare bedroom in that 900 square foot, a laundry room, 2 bathrooms, and of course our bedroom and closet. So our house is very small. So for like Duke or the 2, like Legend and Maverick, to come in and like play in there is impossible. For any of them really to play in there besides the Beagle. So we need this, we had to turn our 2-car garage into some stuff because it just isn't fair to the dogs and cats, and it isn't fair to us. Hey, and it'll make life better because the main side of my house will stay clean pretty much all the time, and then we'll be able to go out and spend time in the big living room with the animals, do more videos inside, you know, things like that, because right now it's just a mess in there because we got furniture from there moved into this to the main house, and I don't know, we got a mess till we get it done. We're hoping to have the cats room done this weekend and the main room done the living room, big living room for the animals and us to share, you know, to spend time with them in, done this weekend, which will greatly alleviate a lot of stuff for us, and it'll make my stress level go way down here. But yeah, so big week in multiple ways this week with donkeys and goats. The cat getting spayed next week. Gonna have to catch these 2 toms, get them neutered, and we don't, so somebody mentioned, you know, there's probably a, you know, one of those trap and, you know, release things. But the thing is, we don't have something like that in our county. So I just pay to have it done. They get vaccinated, they get checked for FIV, and they're spayed or neutered. And a lot of times they just hang out here if they're indoor outdoor cat. We're probably going to stop being able to do that because we're getting an abundance to the point where, you know, there are some that spat a little more now. One that wants to mark stuff even though he's neutered. So, you know, we're trying to curb that. And what are you doing, honey? You said, would you get off my bucket, woman? You know, and finding forever homes for the bottle-fed kittens and Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones does not get along with a lot of cats. He can be kind of a not so nice to some of the other cats, so he needs to really go to a good home where he's the only cat or maybe one other cat. And then the bottle-fed kittens, you know, they're getting close to a year, but we finally got everybody spayed and neutered. So just a lot going on here. We've had a lot. April's been a horrible month when it comes to vet visits. We have had a lot of vet visits, and we still have to get Kona's dental. So I spend a lot of time just doing vet stuff, going trips back and forth to the vet. I went to the one vet the other day, and they're like, "You're like here every day." I'm like, me and my card know that. But anyways, it is what it is. You know, they're taken care of, and that's all that matters. But it can be exhausting sometimes. The 10 dogs can definitely be exhausting. I love them so much. We are definitely trying to find Willow a forever home. Not that we haven't wanted to try and find the others, but we've just not had any luck. You know, we've rehomed several, but we kind of got stuck in this where we're not. But the one that I would say needs, the last time he did this, she tooted in my face. The one that needs a home the most is Willow. She does not, hey, don't be getting me into your predicaments here. No, we're not doing that. Is Willow. Willow does not like cats. Therefore, outside, even in the fenced-in yard, and I've said this before, she doesn't get exercise because she gets focused on there may be a cat in that woods, there may be a cat over here, or there is a cat. She can't. It's like an obsessive compulsive. I mean, she is zoned in. Same thing when you're out walking her. Sometimes it's a lengthy period to just be able to get her to go to the bathroom. So I can't let her run loose here because she'll. I mean, if you're trying to get her to go to the bathroom when you're outside, she's so focused on cats that she can't even worry about going to the bathroom. Hey, you are trying to cause problems here. So we would love to find her a forever home where she has a better life. We love her, but it's not she needs a home where she can have like Sassy has, you know. She would definitely, I think, need a fenced-in yard. I think she'd be a runner because she was a runner before we took her in as a rescue, which is why we took her in as a rescue. You know, she was a runner, and she is a German short-haired pointer. That's, you know, they're hunting dogs, which, you know, my husband hunts. I used to hunt. That may shock some people, but I haven't hunted in quite a few years. But I know people have seen the mounts in our house. So you may see some of those in the big room. So just in case somebody's offended by it, you know, we try to be as open and honest as we possibly can here and not, you know, let people think one thing or the other. But, you know, so, you know, if he had time to work with her, you know, he could get her out and work her some, but he just doesn't have time. So I'm not saying she needs to go somewhere to be a hunting dog, because I don't know how well she would do at it, but I feel like she'd probably be okay, pretty good at it, but I don't know, honestly. But she's a great dog just to love on and be around, so she just needs somewhere where there's no cats. My husband loves that dog. I mean, I love her too, but she's harder to walk, so he walks her a lot. I mean, I do too. I walk her once or twice a day at least, and he may walk her once or twice a day, or I may walk her every time. But he's probably closer to Willow. You know, we have all these animals here, and there's some that, like the cows, he's closer to the cows. And the only reason I'm not as close to him is because they're not here. So he goes down and feeds them while I'm busy taking care of stuff here. if they were here, and once they get here, I'll spend more time and you'll see a lot more videos of the cows. But you know, that's kind of what's going on here, everything that we've been doing. So sorry it's been a long time since we've done you know, an update video, but I think once we get this house redone, we'll have a lot more, you know, cat stuff and dog stuff as well as more update videos where I can sit down in the house and update and not be, you know, because I'm constantly like cleaning at this point right now, because it's chaos in there right now. So I think once we're more organized and areas are easier to clean, and you know, everybody's life's a little better and burning a little more energy, it'll be a little more calmer inside. So that's our goal, is just to, oh sorry Barnes, I'm sorry Barney, I'm sorry Barney. That's our goal, just to make everybody's lives better, including our own here. The house part inside with the cats that are in there and the dogs is the hardest part and the most stressful part. But we're constantly doing things to improve it, to just make it better for all of us. This here is the best stress relief ever. This guy's my guy, Mr. Barney. All right, so that's kind of an update. I will be doing some videos on Tate and Bo. I have a video of, like I said, some of the vet visits, so we will be posting those. Just give me some time to get that done. I wanted to get this done. I will be posting an update video on Maggie tomorrow and her behavioral thing, and kind of why we opted to go with that and what we've got going on there, so that people are aware of that too, because I know that's probably a big question for everybody. So right now, as of right now, spays and neuters, I got 1 more spay and 2 more neuters if I can catch these 2 toms. And I don't know, something's got to give there. We've done so many spays and neuters this year. But I think what sometimes people forget is not only we were doing that, but we have our own animals that we have to take care of, like the donkeys having vet visits today and getting their hooves done. And, you know, of course, some of them are rescues too. But, you know, we have our own animals that we have to take care of, which the rescues are our animals now. But I guess, you know, I don't look at it separately, but yet I do. Like, you know, these are animals we chose to go get. We help with rescues because we love them and we want them to have good homes and to have good lives. And we want to try to help them either stay here or hopefully some of them find their forever homes. You know, right now we're kind of at a stopping point. There's no more rescuing of dogs right now, just because I've had to turn some away, just because we're out of room. I can't, it's not healthy to bring any more into our home or into the farm right now. It's just, it would not make sense. And it would be irresponsible of us to do so. While there are some, I've been contacted to take in several, you have to know your limits. And we are probably a little past what I would want to be my limit. But kind of some of that happened because we thought Duke was leaving, and you know what I mean? So there was like a point there, and I just couldn't, with Kona, I couldn't not help her that day. You know, the other dogs haven't been like found in the shape that Kona was in. They're dogs that, you know, hopefully other rescues have. But the problem is everybody's full. Everybody's just full, and we just keep, you know. So with donkeys, horses, dogs, and cats. But anyways, that's kind of it for today, guys. I'm going to shut this down and you go check on my 2 boys that got gelded, see how they're doing, and spend a little time with these donkeys and get some of the dogs out for runs. I do try to spend individual time with the dogs and get them out to enjoy life by themselves with me some. So except for Maverick and Legend, they're usually together with me, but they can be separate and be okay. But I usually take those 2 out together because they're pretty tight, but not in a bad way. So anyways, that's what I'm going to do. And then I told my husband I'm absolutely starving. I'm exhausted. And I know he's exhausted too. So, oh, one last thing. Projects. We're going to get the boards here soon to fix the trailer Meg and them climb on. We are going to be expanding donkey lots at some point. We are going to be getting Benny and Meg and them lots built, especially as many dogs is here. I really need to not let them free range all the time. It gives me more time to go out with the with the dogs and let them get more run time in. So, you know, those are some projects we are got to build the fence for that, expand the donkey lots. We're building a deck on the back because the dogs are tearing up our back door. One of them is, just, not in a bad way, just jumps on it. So we're going to build a deck and make it so that they are separate from the back door. And got to repair the fence where Maggie kind of tore the chain link, brand new chain link fence up. So we're probably going to tear that chain link off of there and go with, I don't know, I'm thinking about horse panels and then wrapping it in wood to make it look more rustic. And it would be sturdier and the dogs couldn't get through it then. So when we put that up originally, we had mostly older dogs, and I didn't have to worry about them busting through a fence. Maggie and Max the Beagle. So, but it's okay. We'll get it fixed and we'll get it done. But that's kind of the projects we're working on around here too. So I know we've been saying it, but y'all, we get busy and we're just doing, like, the inside of the house was the priority now. Then it'll come to the outside, and we got to build cattle fence too for the cattle so they can come down here. And then hay season starts. So, you know, it's going to be, we're going to get the stuff all bought, because I know some people, you know, had donated gift cards and stuff that we said were going to be used for that. They're still here waiting to be used. We just got to have the time to build the stuff. So once we can, and we should have some free time once we get this inside house stuff in between hay stuff, where we can, it shouldn't take us long to build the pens for goats and sheep, and then the donkey lots I'm not as worried about, because I do let them out to run some, but I would like to, I need to get Betty and Barney extended into another lot, their lot extended extremely bad. I want to get theirs done, so Barney would agree. All right, now I'm done. It's been so long, I had too much to say. Hey, I need to get up and shut the video off, and then I'll pet you guys, okay? How's that sound? They say, yeah. Can you just rub our butts? I can do that. I can scratch your butts. Oh.